This is our news, the weekend edition, and on the broadcast tonight, the Prime Minister reveals more about the revitalization of the over-the-hill communities. Plus, a bright future for Grand Bahama, a statement the Prime Minister made while speaking at the second Grand Bahama Tech Summit. And a local recording artist captures an international music award.
Our news is brought to you by Alive.
Good evening, I'm Andrew Knowles, and thanks so much for joining us. Grants and jobs are the gifts the Prime Minister is promising to deliver to Bahamians this holiday season. Dr. Hubert Minnis, who spoke about the Economic Empowerment Bill this week, boasted about the tax-free initiative for over-the-hill residents. Jillian Gray tells us more.
The Prime Minister is renewing his commitment to the revitalization of over-the-hill communities. This week, Dr. Hubert Minnis announced that the Small Business Entrepreneur Program will set aside $250,000 for grants for impoverished areas.
My government is committed to improving the quality of life and expanding opportunities for residents over the hill. We have started the Small Business Entrepreneur Program, where $5 million is allotted annually for small businesses development. And I'm happy to announce that $250,000, $250,000, would be set aside specifically for grants for impoverished areas. That is, this is money to be given to you and not to give me back. And $200,000 for the Family Islands.
The Economic Empowerment Bill was passed earlier this year with the aim of social and economic empowerment. The bill initially included Bain and Grantstown and Centerville, but excluded other inner-city communities. This week, the Prime Minister boasted that they expanded the empowerment zones and will be revitalizing a long-standing community monument.
But effective the 1st of November, just a few weeks ago, areas within the over-the-hill community had been declared a tax-free zone. And that is to be expanded to St. Barnabas, Angliston, and other impoverished areas. I'm also happy to announce that on the 4th or the 5th of December will be the official groundbreaking of the reconstruction of the Southern Recreation Ground.
While many have criticized the Minnis administration for increased tax burdens while many are struggling to find work, the Prime Minister said they will be working to bring relief to inner-city residents who may be out of work this holiday season.
A few weeks before Christmas, in a week or two, we will hire an additional 40 to 50 individuals from the over-the-hill community who will be responsible as environmental monitors.
The initiative is expected to also expand to the Family Islands. Reporting for Our News Weekend, I'm Jillian Gray.
All right, thanks a lot, Jillian. And during his recent trip to Grand Bahama, the Prime Minister touted the potential of that island as a tech hub as he opened a technology summit in Freeport. With that story, here's Jared Higgs.
As government attempts to promote Grand Bahama as a technology center destination, Minnis says the country needs to prepare for a new era, and that means stakeholders need to better equip themselves.
And it's very important if the Bahamas want to encourage investors, want to encourage businesses and opportunity, that we also move with this new technological revolution. But it's even more essential that our people, our staff, agencies, public services, officers, CEOs are likewise qualified and prepared for the technological era.
The Minnis administration has touted Grand Bahama as a potential hub for tech companies. Recently, GIBC, a company that provides digital solutions, entered Grand Bahama, promising to spend $2.5 million this year. So far, the company has hired 30 employees. And as government seeks to drag Grand Bahama's struggling economy out of the doldrums, Minis had this message for potential investors.
I'd like them to know that the Bahamas is committed and ready for investors. We have a friendly, knowledgeable group of people, hard-working people, who are prepared to work hard, who are prepared to make that investor investment work for him, and we will work along with him, and we will continue to ensure that our people are academically ready for such investment.
Minis also touted the importance of solar energy, saying large corporations are making the shift, and the nation needs to as well.
Ford Motor Company CEO spoke about them moving most, if not all, of their cars towards electrical power energy. And that pointed out to me how important it is for us to become solarized. And our parking facilities would now have to become not only solarized, but have the necessary sockets so that as our car pulls in, our cars can be recharged without having to utilize the services at their home and placing extra stress on the grid system.
Reporting for Our News Weekend, I'm Jared Higgs.
From the crime beat, a 37-year-old man of Roxtown, Eleuthera is in custody tonight in connection with a stabbing incident that occurred on that island early this morning. Police say it was shortly after 1 a.m. Saturday when two men were at a nightclub in the settlement of Roxtown. The pair reportedly got into an altercation, resulting in one producing a sharp object and stabbing the other. Now, the injured man was taken to the local clinic and later airlifted here to the capital in serious condition. Investigations into that incident are ongoing. A pair of American males and Jamaican females were arrested in two separate incidents at the Lynden Pindling International Airport yesterday. In the first incident, two U.S. citizens aged 25 and 31 were arrested after failing to declare the correct amount of money they were carrying to the U.S. Border Control officer. When officers conducted a search of the men, they uncovered $47,000 in U.S. cash. Then later on Friday evening, Drug Enforcement Unit officers conducted a search of two Jamaican females while at the domestic section of the LPIA. The women were found in possession of $17,805, which they failed to declare to authorities. Now, both men and women were subsequently taken into custody and are expected to be formally charged in the Magistrates Court next week. And we will take our first break here, but still ahead tonight. Bahamian recording artist Wendy wins another International Music Award, and the local fraternity teams up with the U.S. Embassy to host an entrepreneurship seminar at UD. Those stories and more coming up.